The $40 student pass should have only lasted a semester. But because of their mistake, some people may have gotten a free ride. Here in downtown Douglas, they've noticed more and more shops starting to close. You can see from all of the debris around here that this was a recycling plant. Inside of the tents that the inmates are calling home, temperatures reached as low as 22 degrees last week. While half of Carlos's family lives on the U.S. side of the border, the other half lives in Mexico, forcing them to comfort each other through the fence line. Volunteers have been searching for the missing statue high and low, but all that's left is her shoe. Friends and family have turned it into a memorial to his life, leaving behind cards, flowers, even a pumpkin. Even though nationally, Planned Parenthood will continue to receive government funding, here at the Arizona State Capitol, lawmakers are creating legislation that would make it harder for women to receive an abortion. Harjeet Singh Sodhi and his 6 brothers fled India more than 2 decades ago to escape persecution.
And I look through the world, I thought the America is best place.
But in the aftermath of September 11th, that all changed. When Singh Sodhi's brother, Balbir, was the victim of a hate crime, gunned down after being mistaken as an Arab.
All the Sikh people were afraid.
But now, Singh Sodhi says new legislation is forcing him to relive his brother's murder.
I don't know how they passed this bill. This should be researched.
House Bill 2230, if passed, would remove 12 controversial panels on the September 11th memorial. Panels that contain what some call offensive terms. But the panel targeted for removal that has upset the Sodhis is one about their brother that reads, Balbir Singh Sodhi, Fear of Foreigners. Representative John Kavanaugh sponsored the bill.
I wanted to remove the controversy and make the monument what it should be. A solemn place to remember and pray for those who died.
But he now admits he did not do his homework before deciding that Singh Sodhi's name should be taken off the memorial.
I certainly regret redredging the memories for the family.
Kavanaugh has apologized for any misunderstanding and promises their brother's name will remain on the structure.
If the bill goes forward, I will introduce legislation early next section to not only retain the phrase that references his untimely death, but to also enhance it and make it more explanatory.
The Sodhis have accepted the apology and say that despite all the heartache they have faced in the wake of their brother's death, they still are proud to live in America. In Phoenix, Maycie Thornton, Cronkite News. With all the headlines about human and drug smuggling, you'd think the La Prada family, who live at 966 International Avenue, in this house right on the border, would have a lot of stories to tell.
The illegals don't stop here because they'll get busted right here.
Even so, cousins George and Samantha say they occasionally see something unusual in their backyard, and that the Border Patrol is quick to respond.
If they throw something over, they'll come right away.
No surprise, since the Border Patrol is one of the biggest employers in Douglas. Many people never leave the country, but for this family, they don't even have to leave their own backyard. Mexico is literally right next door. Since the U.S. added an extra fence in the last year, an already quiet town got even quieter. Samantha laughs when people worry about her safety.
What are you doing way over there? That is pretty dangerous. And I say, no, it's pretty quiet. I like it.
Life on the border. Not nearly as exciting as one might think. And for the La Pradas, that's just fine. In Douglas, Maycie Thornton, Cronkite News. As Stephen Gross counts the money at his Tempe coffee and sandwich shop, the growing piles of green have him optimistic about the future of his new business.
It was a good time to start a business and bring in money from outside of the current economy.
A Canadian, the young entrepreneur chose Arizona as his new home for a host of reasons.
Any opportunity to get out of -30 winters, you kind of jump at that chance.
But warmer weather wasn't all that lured Gross to the Grand Canyon state. The weakening American dollar and the inexpensive price of both homes and leases were what convinced him.
The Canadian dollar and the American dollar are so close. It definitely makes sense to come down here and purchase homes and spend time here.
And he is not alone. Glenn Williamson, president and CEO of the Canada-Arizona Business Council, says there are about 140 Canadian companies in Arizona right now. A number he says has significantly jumped over the past year.
They're brushing aside California for a whole host of reasons, and they're brushing aside Florida for a whole bunch of reasons. And Arizona seems to be the new kid on the block.
And with roughly 600,000 Canadians coming to Arizona each year and 150,000 living here, It seems they'll be around for a long time.
The opportunity here, if you have wealth, if you have any type of disposable money, the opportunity here is unbelievable.
Opportunities that businesses like Bros and Brews Cafe thought were too good to pass up. In Tempe, Maycie Thornton, Cronkite News.